This is about the week 23, I think approximately 5-month update on this planted 46-gallon bowfront. Starting with this one, because this is pretty much my favorite aquarium at the moment. I'm so happy with the way this turned out. Overall, this is pretty much almost exactly what I was going for. Yeah, I really couldn't be happier. I did have an outbreak of staghorn algae. It's pretty much mostly under control. The worst plants were the cyperus and the laganandra on the right, which I cut the laganandra back all the way. I trimmed some cyperus leaves. And yeah, there's a little bit of it still left. I think if we go down and look at the bucephalandra, stupid focus. There we go. You can see on the right, the sort of greenish black wavy stuff is a staghorn algae, which is so weird looking. When it gets really big, it almost looks like an anemone or something. Like it looks like it's alive because of the way it moves and the flow. But yeah, despite that, that's probably not the worst algae as far as appearances go, but when there's a lot of it, not my favorite thing. So I'm happy that that is more or less under control. Lots of shrimp. I don't know if you can see any of them because most of them are super tiny. There's one climbing up the driftwood. And yeah, there's all different colors. I started with just orange and blue, but now there are just general red cherry shrimp, some of the sort of, I think they call it really pattern, where it's sort of red and white. There's blue ones with red heads. They're super cool. It's been fun to see the sort of population explosion and all the different colors. And most of them are still little, but some of the first-born ones are already at sexual maturity. So there's already some of the young ones that are buried and more just keep appearing. So that's pretty cool. The lamp-eye killifish have definitely bred, and I doubt I'll be able to make them visible. Let's see. Zoom in. There they are. There's one. You can see them even at that tiny size, and they are very, very small. They still have that reflective blue lamp eye, which is pretty neat. There's about 3 of them that hang out in that top right corner. So I'm hoping that they will survive. They've been around a couple weeks now, I think. Maybe about 2 weeks ago when I did a water change, I noticed them. The first ones I saw over a month ago, maybe 2 months ago. I stopped seeing them and I assumed they got eaten. But these guys have been around, so I am hopeful. If they do not survive, I'm thinking of moving the adults to a 10-gallon breeding tank, because they seem to breed regularly. Put like a breeding mop in there, leave them in there until they lay eggs, and then removing them and try to raise the babies that way. But yeah, I'm hopeful that they will survive without any intervention. Yeah, plants are doing well. I'm especially loving the Cryptocorini balancea in the back, that sort of corrugated leaf. And yeah, overall everything looks really good. So this is my favorite aquarium. And then my least favorite is the 45 with the stem plants, because it just is a bit of a mess. I did a prune, run out of CO2, lots of algae, not very exciting. It's kind of cool. I posted a video of, I have snow white Amano shrimp in here. There's one of them right there. They're just like a pretty much solid white variant of regular Amano shrimp. But yeah, a bunch of babies hatched, which was kind of neat. I'm sure it's happened before. I've had buried female Amano shrimp in aquariums before, but there's really no fish in this tank. There's just the autocinclus, which, you know, don't eat baby fish or shrimp. So I got to see, like one day I just walked by and there was all this movement, and all this little stuff floating around. And I had just topped the tank off, so I thought maybe it was just sort of detritus or little bits of algae floating around. I was like, that's kind of weird. And I looked and realized it was newborn Amano shrimp. And they sort of are, I don't know if it's like a larval stage. They're like really microscopic. The like baby cherry shrimp are kind of ant-sized, but they're basically like fully formed little shrimp when they are born. But the Amano shrimp seem to have, yeah, like this floating pelagic sort of larval form that just sort of float around and move a little bit. But they need, I believe, either salt water or brackish water to survive that stage. So they're all gone now. But it's just kind of a neat thing to see, since normally fish would eat them if you have them in an aquarium with fish. But yeah, so this tank obviously doesn't look great. My plan now, I think, is going to be to remove the stem plants in the back, maybe keep the staghorn and the downoi in the front, remove the stem plants, and maybe just move one of my breeding pair of angels from the 100-gallon that are being kind of annoying in here, and just see what happens. I don't really want baby angelfish because I don't know what I would do with them. But on the other hand, it would be kind of fun to grow out baby angelfish too. So I'm sort of debating whether I want to deal with that. I live sort of right in between LA and San Francisco, and it's not a very populated area. So not a lot of local fish stores, not a lot of demand. I might be able to see if, you know, some of the local stores would just take them from me for free. So I might go that route. But anyway, I'm getting ahead of myself. I don't even know if I'll be able to successfully breed them. But that's my thought now, just to get them out of the 100-gallon, to leave the other angelfish alone, give them their own space in this 45, and they can lay eggs with each other as much as they want. And we'll see if there's any success in getting them to survive, because in the 100-gallon, they reach the wriggler stage, and then either the parents eat them or the other fish get them. So I will move on to the 100-gallon now. And these fish are doing well. You can see the altums are getting really big. They're not full grown yet. They look great. Those are the silver scalaries at the top. That's a breeding pair. And then that is right there, that is the female. Oh, there's wrigglers. Right? That's exactly what I was talking about. They'll move the wrigglers. They lay the eggs on that filter tube in the back. And when they get to the wriggler stage, those are the only ones left, they move them to that leaf on the anubias. It's the female in the front and the male in the back. And then tomorrow they'll probably be gone. So, oh, there she is, chasing everyone away. That's the female that lost her ventral fin when I first bought her. But yeah, there's two males of that. They are Koi Manicapuru crosses. That's them right there, the two males. They're huge, they're so nice, but they get bullied pretty mercilessly from this smaller pair. And then the Ultims get picked on too, which I'm not happy about because they are my favorites. And yeah, this tank, the 100-gallon, not so exciting looking right now. My plan is to break this aquarium down, move all the angelfish and tetras to my 120, which is sitting empty, once I have the funds to set that up, and redo this tank as a sort of Hillstream tank, because my current Hillstream tank, which is over here, is the 33-gallon long, and I hate it. I hate the size. I hate that it's so low. Fish are doing okay, but the Danios just hide all the time. But yeah, there's little gobies in here. They're super cute. There are little Hillstream loaches. So I'd like to do this on a much larger scale, and I thought the 100-gallon would be a cool size. It's like 5 feet long. Well, that'd be a neat size to do that with. And then I'm just done with this tank. 33, everyone's always like, ooh, where'd you get the 33 long? And like, don't get one. It's a dumb size. Like, it's not, I don't like it. And then I guess I might as well show you over here. The reflection, since this is across the room, is always bad, so I don't really film this tank that much. But this is the Blackwater Tetra tank and checkerboard cichlids. And everyone's doing well. The tank does get some green string algae, but it's really easy to siphon out, so I don't worry too much about it. But yeah, these fish are doing well too. The checkerboard cichlids are growing. Still no, they're still not big enough, I guess, for the males to develop any coloration or fin extensions, but I think that should happen soon. They're getting there. And yeah, I'm really happy these fish are all doing well. I do want to add more. I have more of the, I think it was oak leaves I used. I want to add more because it's not quite as, sort of, the water's quite not quite as tinted as it was initially. But yeah, anyway, that is my update. This has gone on long enough. I'll go back to the 46-gallon, which, as I said before, is my favorite. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I will do an update in the future if I start making changes with the other aquariums. All right.